I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. When I understand, back in his day, nobody really liked Muhammad all that much. I mean, he was like a warlord, yeah. Not exactly a Christ figure, you know. Probably not the best opener for your religion. That Jesus was like a chill dude and Moses was like probably a chill dude. I don't know. Moses was probably like an asshole when he was the adopted prince or whatever. But then he like went through the desert. I don't know. Moses was not chill. You can kill people and be chill. More chill than Muhammad, right? Moses was a little psycho. Okay. Moses got a little bit silly with it, okay? The Prince of Egypt might have slightly underestimated how silly he got with it. Good movie, though? Yeah, good movie. It's a good movie, but it's blatant propaganda. I don't really think it's propaganda. I think it just treats it like the subject material respectfully. Pretty much everyone likes the Prince of Egypt, you know? I don't really think that... You can tell when people are making religious propaganda because it usually makes for really fucking bad art. That's why when the Catholic Church was commissioning their frescoes, they commissioned like homosexual atheists. Because if you got religious people to do it, they'd be like, making this beautiful would be sacrilege. I'm a pile of shit in the face of Christ. I'm just gonna fucking kill myself. There was one true Catholic, and his name was Anthony Gaudí, and he got hit by a tram. So, well, how about that? That sequence in the desert's boring as fuck. That's my main problem with the Moses story, yeah. Bad power scaling, really confusing power scaling, and also, like, super boring third act, yeah. Second act? Yeah, bad pacing. He should have had a stand. He kind of did, a little bit, in fairness, you know, if you think about it. I do think it's lame they made the Pharaoh's priest not be able to do magic because in the Bible it's pretty clear it was real magic IMO. I think, listen, I think it would have been way cooler if they had kept to the original text of the Old Testament and had it so that it was polytheistic. But I think the problem is that most people would be really confused by that because they've basically retconned that. You know? Nowadays, nobody, not the Jews, you know, they're not fucking with that polytheism shit. So I feel like I think it would have been cool, but I think a lot of people would have been like, wait, I don't get it. The Egyptians had gods too. And then you'd have to be like, yeah, I feel like the movie would have had to stop and there would have had to be a text scroll where they're like, hey, just to let you guys know, in the Old Testament, it acknowledges that there are Egyptian deities with real power. It's just that they're still subservient to the one true God. And it's like, oh, okay. All right, so we got it. Yeah, like, okay, I guess Ra actually, there's the power scaling. Yeah, they should have had like a fucking Gaijin duel between, you know, Yahweh and Ra. It wasn't even Jesus back then. He wouldn't show up for 2,000 years, you know? The burning bush and then like a beam of sunlight or something. Yeah, a rap battle. Yahweh boring as fuck power set. Yeah, that's pretty true. Literally does nothing. Does nothing, comma, unleashes plagues, comma, insta-kills every firstborn. Come on, dog. Learn. You need... The writers of the Old Testament should have read Jujutsu Kaisen, okay? Could have learned a little bit about the aura of Sukuna. You got to build it up a little bit. One finger Sukuna still gets walked by Gojo, but then like 13 fingers. Now he's fighting Jogo. Blows up Shibuya. I'm sorry. It's just, don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Count Binface was funnier. Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me. That's how Catholics spread religion so far. They just could tell people Jesus is like your guy's God's boss. Let's make your local deity a saint. The locals were like, "What? Wow, there's an even more powerful guy. Cool." Yeah. And you would believe them too, right? If you were the Aztecs and you didn't even have iron working, and then dudes showed up with guns and plate armor, you'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, clearly you serve a more powerful god." Like in the pantheon that includes both Quetzalcoatl and Jesus Christ. Y'all better get used to worshiping Baal. Was Baal even in the Old Testament? Did they even have weren't demons in the Old Testament just like other gods? They didn't have the whole Lucifer shit. Yes? But were they like demons? Or were they like otherworldly entities? You know what I mean? Because now like the big demons are fallen angels. Were they fallen angels back then? Or were they just like wandering world bosses? You know what I mean? Baal was part of the original pantheon Yahweh was a part of before becoming monotheistic during the Babylonian exile. See, this is what the Prince of Egypt should have been about, man. He should have been wandering the desert with his tribe, and then he encountered like a tempter, right? Like a Baal-esque figure who challenges his faith in Yahweh, but they end up duking it out. Or like maybe the Pharaoh should have been like corrupted by Baal. So when Moses returns for the final standoff, like the Moses is like looking mournfully from one of the roofs of the palace buildings, and he sees like a big meteor is flying down, like in the scene in the song, and then Ramses catches it and like swats it away, and then Moses is like, fuck, and then they have to do like a big battle and shit, that'd be crazy as hell. Yeah. Sakuna versus Mara. I'm sorry, Ramses is like, with this treasure I summon, fucking, oh no, fuck, Yahweh didn't kill him on the first attack with his plagues, and now he's immune to it. He's fucking adapted. Oh shit, god damn it. Fuck. What the fuck is he talking about? How do we get here? Well, we talked about the Islamic Republic of Japan. I feel like that was the starting point for this. Dagon was one of the the Canaanite gods. Really? I didn't know that. Yahweh was a god of war and thunder. Why the fuck did he side with the tribes of Israel then? Why would the patron deity of the tribes of Israel be the god of war and thunder? Shouldn't have been like I don't know. What were they up to back then? The god of olives and honey? What were they, whatever they were up to in the Levant back then? The Israelites were pretty warlike. Well, in the narrative, they were the slaves of Egypt. At the time, I know that like the people who built the pyramids weren't actually slaves. They were highly paid contractors. Israel wanted to conquer the Canaanites and they used it as justification, but that was a different time. Oh, whatever. If I recall correctly, fallen angels like Lucifer are a type of demon, but demons like Baal are essentially other deities that joined with Lucifer after the fall and became demons. This shit is so much more interesting than the New Testament. The New Testament is gay as fuck. Don't be a dick to people. Like, don't fucking pray in public or whatever. Okay. Thank you. You guys should really go check out Journey to the West. Talking about bad pacing and power scaling, man. It's all over the place with the old religions. Like, I learned this from Moana. The Polynesian people or whatever, they were like, here's our big muscly trickster god. He slowed the sun's movement across the sky. That's like a solar system feat. But you lost to a crab? Because they didn't even know. Back in those days, they thought the sun was probably like 50 feet up or something. Oh, we can't reach it. There could be a guy who could slow the movement of the sun across the sky, but would lose to a big crab. He was a pretty big crab. He was a huge crab. I get that. But the sun was bigger? Like, not to them. Sun's like the size of a little quarter in the sky or whatever. The Inuits thought the sun and the moon were incestuous siblings. That's fine. Whatever. What are you telling me that like the universe developed simultaneously two not related celestial deities that orbit around us from their perception, right? Obviously we orbit around the sun. Like, yeah, of course they're incestuous twins or whatever. Like, why, whatever. What are you going to do? Fucking cancel them? They loved incest so much in the past? Dog, there were like human settlements with like 100 people. Everyone was fucking their cousins. One of the reasons cousin marriage is so common in Saudi Arabia is because they were tribal 100 years ago, and everyone fucks their cousins in tribal societies, because if you don't, you literally like run out. If you don't, you're limited to people in your general age range, and in a lot of cases, like literally 80% of your available people are like first or second generation cousins, and there's no television. Of course they're fucking their cousins. Nowadays, you get to pick. You should consider yourself lucky. We live in a world where you have romantic options available to you. People are like, oh, it's so hard to date in New York City when you're a 31-year-old sapiosexual gay man. You aren't fucking your cousin, I assume. So, it could be worse.